Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here, and today to round out our month of Netflix toys, we are taking a look at Nemesis Prime. Nemesis Prime was released in one of the large surprise spoiler boxes, which the only way you could tell he was in it was to look at the side of the box and see that it was drawn as Nemesis Prime. And of course, Nemesis Prime made a brief appearance in the Earthrise cartoon, as showing a potential path that Optimus could fall into. But, as I've seen the trailers for the upcoming Kingdom cartoon, which I believe is already out now by the time this video goes live, Nemesis Prime will apparently be featured prominently in the upcoming cartoon, working alongside Galvatron. Now, of course, Nemesis Prime here, as you can see, includes a couple of partners. Right here we have Giza. And right over here we have Fangtron. Now, of course, this Nemesis Prime it's obvious to go with saying that he is a redo of Optimus Prime. Yes, it is true, but he's a redo of two Optimus Prime toys, believe it or not, folks. The robot body here itself is a redo of the Siege Optimus Prime. So it matches the robot body, and the ion gun is the same. However, most of the rest of him is done up from the Earthrise and Kingdom Prime, in the fact that Nemesis Prime also includes a trailer. Excuse me, my mail's here. Okay, I'm back. Now, as also stated, a lot of the accessories for this Nemesis Prime have also been seen by many collectors, as they are the exact same accessories, save for color differences, that were included with the Amazon exclusive Power of the Primes Nemesis Prime. They just look a little bit large on our new character due to the fact that they are indeed the same pieces. Excuse me. This is what I get for going for the mail, folks. Gotta love this Ohio weather. But at any rate, we're going to have to do a lot of comparison with a lot of the pieces. So I think the next thing we're going to do is we're going to break down a lot of the accessories so that we can let you see all of them, and then slowly go through things. Alright, here's the vast majority of the accessories. It's a little hard to get all of them on camera. Of course, we'll start with the big one that isn't on camera, and that's the trailer itself. This is the trailer totally stripped out of all accessories. There's not really a need to show it against the Earthrise Optimus trailer, since Earthrise Optimus's trailer is gray and Nemesis Prime's is black. And as you can see, even on the sticker, it has the Decepticon insignia, and it has the fold down feet so that it can be freestanding or towed. Alright, get that out of the way. And again, we'll kind of show off the trailer accessories here. Here's the shield that forms the ramp on the trailer. Again, it's in black, whereas the Siege, or is the Earthrise one rather, excuse me, is in gray. And then we also have the artillery launcher, which also has a couple of fold-out robot arms. And again, they differ from the Earthrise Optimus's one due to the fact they're in black. And of course, it just connects in like so, and then you can easily lay it down and fold it up for storage, and the shield just connects like so, and then there you have the whole trailer. We just fold up the sides of the walls and close up the ramp, and there you have the trailer. Alright, now with that out of the way, let's move on to some more of the accessories. This is the ionic blaster Nemesis Prime carries. And it is pretty much identical to the one that Optimus Prime from the Siege line carried. Except for the fact that, while it's not coming through very well in the camera, this one here, the Optimus gun, seems to be done up in a more glossy black finish, whereas the Nemesis Prime one is in more of a dull matte black finish. So that's something to keep an eye on if you are buying him loose. I hope none of you are, but you never know. And of course, Nemesis Prime has two of these shoulder cannons. As you can see, they are molded in a light gray plastic, whereas the one that came with the Power of the Primes Nemesis Prime, it's done up in a dark gray plastic. And then, of course, next up we have his sword. The sword is done up in the same exact style, but again, the Power of the Prime's sword is in dark gray plastic, and the Netflix Nemesis Prime has light gray plastic. Lastly, of course, that can also be applied to Giza. The Power of the Primes one is in dark gray plastic, and the Netflix one is in light gray plastic. Of course, Giza also becomes a weapon. You fold up his tail feathers, rotate his wings so that the underside faces with the beak, and then you fold them up, and it becomes a secondary sword that Nemesis Prime can hold, just like that. We'll leave him standing there. And then, of course, we've got Fangtron here. And, of course, Fangtron is just a repaint of Slitherfang from the Earthrise line. So he pretty much is exactly the same. You know, you can fold him down here. The head can shift up and down. He does turn here. And he also came with a hot pink energy blast to be struck with. Unlike the one that came with Slitherfang, which I've got here in a plastic bag, it is in orange. And of course, Fangtron can also be transformed. He doesn't want to cooperate with me. Of course, I never was big with snakes. To transform him into his alternate mode, you raise his head up all the way. We pop this chest cavity out and fold it up. And then we're going to swing his body forward, fold the tail in, like so, and then bring this all down so it all connects up. And then he is now usable as a shield. So you can plug in the post if it will stay out. I would recommend you keep the post out a fair bit, then plug it in, then fold it down, and then there you go. Put the blast effect in there, and there we are. Or, without the blast effect, you just fold the piece, fold that post down inside, and it becomes an extended ramp on the trailer. So we just connect him in like so. There we go. And there you have it, an extra ramp. Now, a lot of you may be telling me that that's enough fun for you right there with it, but we're not done yet. Because inside the box, in the top section of the box, you may have noticed that there was a taped off section in there with a black compound. I have no idea why Hasbro decided that the Transformer toys need black goop that roughly passes for Play-Doh. But if you were brave enough to stick your hands in that goop, you would find a package containing 3 Energon cubes. I found out about these being in there by reading the Transformers Wikia. So naturally, when I found that I didn't see them, I braved my hands and found the bag inside the goop. Needless to say, since they did not provide a resealable canister for said goop, that stuff's going to go hard real fast. So, unless you've got an old empty can of Play-Doh laying around, that black compound is likely going to go bad very quickly. Now let's take a look at Nemesis Prime's articulation, and since he's pretty much built the exact same as Siege Optimus Prime, he'll have the same articulation. His head can turn from side to side, and it can rock up and down. His head is on a bit of a ball joint. The arms can raise out to the side about so far, and they do rotate all the way around at the shoulder. You can bend his arm at the elbow 90 degrees, and he does feature a swiveling bicep, so he has G.I. Joe's battle grip. He can be twisted at his hips. His legs can be spread apart into a full splits. Legs do turn just below the knee. You can raise his leg at the hip just under 90 degrees, and you can bend it at the knee almost 180 degrees. So Nemesis Prime does have quite a lot of articulation going for him. Now, to transform him, well, it takes a little bit of patience, but it isn't really all that hard. First thing we want to do is we want to bend his arms at the elbows, so that way it keeps his arms out of the way. Then next we come down here to his legs. You're going to rotate the legs all the way around. Then we're going to raise out these side panels here. These little extra black flaps that are hanging down, you're going to fold them up into the panels. While you're at it, even though this is skipping a step, but we're going to reach back here. It's easier to do this when he's like this. And fold out these flaps here at the back of his legs. It's easier to do it now while the legs are separated. You can get your nails in underneath it. Then we'll come back here to the front. We're going to pop the wheels free and fold them over to the other side. Push them in till they click. And then we're going to put his legs together. Then we come up here to his backpack and we're going to fold it up and then rotate it so that these trans red pieces are on top. Then next we're going to fold not only the legs back, but a section of his hip is also going to come back. Make sure this black portion also bends as well. Once you've gotten that to happen, come back here and close up his feet. Then we're going to shift the arms to the side a little bit. As you'll see under his arm, there is a tire inside the chest. We're going to fold the tires down, get them to stretch out so the tires point straight down. That'll keep them out of our way. Then next you'll come underneath his arms. You're going to fold out the excess plastic by rotating it forward, like that. And next we're going to pop open his chest panels a bit, and you can rotate his head inside. We come back here to the back unit. I'm going to fold this piece up like so. Open out these two black and gray panels. Open them out all the way like so. And then we reach in and we pop out this gray piece. Fold it all the way out. And we're going to raise this up a moment, more just to get it out of the way, because we're going to take the arms, we're going to fold the shoulders back, so the smokestacks go here on the back, and you're going to wiggle his arm, rotate the arms so that the fists go inside where the wheel cavity, where the wheels were. Don't worry if the top comes down, it's okay. It's just naturally shifting into position. Gravity will do that. Now, with everything still open, get these extra bits on the front, fold out just a little bit now. And you bring down the roof of the truck and fold this panel so that it rests against things. Help hold it in place, close up where the chest opened, and that should help hold everything in place for us. You bring the front headlight pieces and connect them to the bumper. On the sides here where the arms were, there was some extra plastic there. You just fold that up, snap it into place, and you can close these side doors as well to help hold everything together. Then we'll come down here to the wheels, and you're going to fold them out to the side. Then you can lastly bring these panels that have been hanging open, bring them up to the side, and lock them in place. And then there you have it. Nemesis Prime is in his truck mode. And of course you can stick his ion blaster up there in the top. Or why not? Can we see it? How about one of these? Will they go in? Yeah, they'll go in. They look kind of silly, but let's face it, Nemesis Prime wouldn't believe in being overarmed, now would he? And of course, a quick comparison here with the Siege Optimus Prime. So you can see how similar they look together. And yes, of course, because of the hole back here, all you need to do is Fold the legs up on the trailer. And there you go. The Earthrise trailer will connect to the Siege truck. And if you're not certain you believe me, well, we'll slide him out of the way. Bring Optimus in. Voila! It does work. People have wondered, now you know. Especially for any of you who may have been afraid to try. Now you know. But there we go. The Black Death in the form of a big rig. And you only thought that was possible in Maximum Overdrive. At any rate, we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of this version of Nemesis Prime? This is a pretty awesome toy, folks. I will give it that. I had some doubts when I bought it because I initially thought it was just a repaint totally of the Earthrise Optimus Prime. It wasn't until I opened up the box and took a look at him that I realized, no, it's a combination of the two toys. So that helps it in its favor as well, because it is a rather nice combination of the two toys. If there is a major gripe to go with it, it's hiding the Energon cubes in the black goop and reusing the Nemesis Prime accessories from the Power of the Primes version. They're just a little too big for this toy. At any rate, that concludes my review of the Netflix Nemesis Prime. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and join our ranks. Make sure to ring the bell so you'll be notified when we post new content. We also ask that you share this video with your friends and fellow collectors, and share a comment about Nemesis Prime in the comments down below. Now, next month here on the channel, August is the 35th anniversary of the release of Transformers the Movie. So next month, we're going to be covering the last of the Studio 86 toys that have been released. This is Sparkster1701 saying I'll catch you all later.